My name is Nurul Akmar binti Sain.
My name is Muhammad Fajri Najat bin Muhammad Narizan.
My name is Muhammad Fakrul bin Muhammad Fahmi.
And my name is Amjad bin Charles. And today we are going to present to you about Husm Medical Record Center. Husm Medical Record Center operates simultaneously with Husm Hospital in 1983. With its early establishment had only 5 staff, including 1 staff member and 1 clerk. The original location of the Husm Medical Record Center is on the ground floor at the hospital building. The unit record has developed year by year, so thus the space and the number of staff required to manage the record center. The Husm Medical Record Center vision and mission is same with the Husm Hospital. Their vision is medicine sustainable for tomorrow, and their mission is to provide globally recognized medical education and healthcare that are same with the other higher institutions and hospitals in the world. And their motto is compassionate professional. The main objective for Husm Medical Record Center is to protect and provide the patient medical record. Next one is to keeping the secrecy and privacy of the record registered at the hospital. The next one is to code every disease and surgery into the system database. And the last one is to keep a precise patient demographic data and provide annual hospital statistical result for the purpose of management, research, study and learning.
Okay, let's move on to the next session, which is services. In Husm, the unit provides services in case the patient want to review their old medical records. All they have to do is call the record centers hotline and give their personal details to make sure they are who they proclaim to be in order to view the file. Okay, second is for the researchers. As we know, Husm is part of the University of Science Malaysia, so mostly the records are viewable from the medical students. They must have authorization from the lecturer, and only some of the files are allowed to be studied upon. Okay, last but not least, there is specific area in the record center like a mini library for the doctor trainee to come and study the file within the record center area.
The next is coding and system of the record. The coding system that they use to register or track the information of record about each or every patient, there is a unique application that called aplikasi pendaftaran pesakit, and the coding system and the coding they used to track is called ANRN, is alpha numeric registry number. It could represent every patient that has been registered in the hospital system database. Each number is a unique number that will not match with any other patient. The coding number starts from 0 until 99. Yeah. This is the step in registering the new patient in the database. So the patient need to bring the IC or passport for the first time, and medical card if they ever come here. So the next is this example of the patient data that was keyed in the database.
Okay, next is a record circulation tracking system, one of the technology usage in Husm. Okay, the system is created to track the physical record in the hospital. It is a vital and important system as it contains the information of each patient to ever come at the hospital. The record is confidential and only can be viewed by the doctor or the patient themselves. The record is also important because the record manager uses the physical record to update the information in the hospital system database. The system is designed to keep track to where the record have been in the hospital.
The next coding system that they have been used here is ICD-10. ICD-10 is the 10th revision of the International Statistical Classification of Disease and related health problem. Listed by the World Health Organization, WHO. It contains code for disease, signs and symptoms, abnormal findings, complaints, social circumstance and external causes of injury or disease. As you can see here, this is the example of application system of the ICD-10 that have been used in the Husm.
organizational plan for HUSM Medical Record Center. Next, we move on to the objective of HUSM Record Center. The main objective of HUSM Record Center is to provide and protect patient medical record.
Okay, the next department that we are going to discuss is disposition department. So HUSM goals is to go full electronic, meaning that they are in the stage of getting rid of the traditional method of record keeping and wanting to go paperless. So in HUSM, a record is created when a patient registered their name and will be given a 6-digit RN number. Then the patient name will be in the hospital system along with all their information and medical reports. In HUSMs, there are states that the patient's files will be disposed after 7 years inactive of files. Means that these files will be disposed after the patients are not be able or not continue their services in HUSMs after 7 years. These files will be disposed directly after 7 years of inactive records. So the HUSM has already hired 13 new workers to focus on document imaging record system department. Right now, they are in the process of scanning the files and uploading it into their system and disposing. This is the picture of DIRS. DIRS stands for Document Imaging Record System. The department had already did a massive disposition of all records prior to us coming there. There are already inactive records from 2010 and 2012. And this is the picture of the scanner that is being used in the disposition department. And the next one is we are going to discuss is limitation and recommendation. There are 4 limitations and recommendation that we are going to discuss. The first one is staff accountability. In order for a staff from another part of the hospital to use the system, APP, Aplikasi Pendaftaran Pesakit, they must first be given authorization from the record center, meaning that their name must be registered in the system database to track down their activity. The problem arises when some of the staff that had been granted access to the system wrongly used it for their personal use. Burden for the record center staff to make sure that their shift and the staff access must be restricted and being given access again when they are working.
For the recommendation, we suggest HUSM need to go fully automate. They need to create their own system for their own preference. They also need to hire professionals to handle their system well. For the next, they need to increase the number of scanners to perform their job and make staff convenient with the facilities provided. As a conclusion, we believe that HUSM can grow and moving successfully with the current technology. They need to upgrade their method in handling system from traditional to the current method. They also need to facing with any risk such as cost and skill of staff in creating new system and perform their system and make a user feel convenient to use it. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, the new technology that we would like to implement to the record center is going fully electronic. Means that the record center can add more DIRS scanner, document imaging scanner, to fully upload the physical file into the database. So the benefit of going fully electronic means that they do not have a physical file. So as we know now that the physical file need to be transferred into the clinics every hour and every time the file needed to be used. So by going fully electronic, the staff at the record center do not have to physically go to the clinic to send the file, but rather than that, doctors and nurses can access the file through the database that they have created.